All right, guys, thanks for joining. So for today's lesson, we're going to be looking at how to write better emails. So for those of you who struggle a little bit with this or don't feel confident when you're writing emails or want to improve the way you write them, then this is a great lesson for you guys to take some notes and maybe even do a bit of practice after the lesson. Don't forget to also send me some questions. If you've got any questions, you can send them through in the live chat. I'd be happy to help you guys out. And make sure to take notes when you're learning new phrases, vocabulary, or any of the other tips that I'm going to send through. And also maybe rewatch this video in a few days to make sure that you remember everything that we've learnt. Because sometimes we can forget some of these things. All right, so email structure. First thing for us to look at is the structure of the email. So we've got here the greeting, so you can use hi, hello, hey, different ways you can greet. And then we've got the opening line, which can be personal if you know the person. And we're gonna go through these in a bit more detail later on as well. And then we've got the content and the main idea, so the message you wanna get across, the whole purpose of this email. CTA, so call to action, what you want them to do, what action you want them to take. You know, whether it's you want them to respond, read something of yours, approve something. And then we've got the closing line. So it's just kind of summing up everything or finalizing everything, and your sign off. So let's look at each one in a bit of detail. So the opening line. Some different expressions you can use. And guys, I really recommend that you mix this up. I always see people using the same thing, which is like, hope this email finds you well. So you want to try and mix it up a little bit. So hope this email finds you well. Glad you enjoyed the presentation yesterday. It was good chatting with you. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hope you enjoyed the long weekend with your family. Nice to meet you. Hope you enjoyed the nice weather on the weekend. How was your Christmas break? So these are some really good ones. There's a mix of a bit of formal opening lines and then some that are a bit more casual and personal. If you know the person on a personal level, if you've met their family, if you know what they're happening to do at the moment, you can mention that in your opening line. You know, like, oh, how's your son going? Or hope you're not feeling too sick anymore. So just like things like that that are personal, they really help to make the email sound better as well. Then you want to talk about the main idea. So the reason you're sending this email. I'm sending this email to inform you. I'm writing this email to let you know. I would like to notify you that. I am writing this email in response to. Just touching base to see if you. I'm reaching out to you because I came across your LinkedIn and wanted to connect. All right, so these are some really good ones that you can use for your main ideas. Now guys, remember, if you've got any questions, feel free to message me in the live chat. And then you want to put some call to action. So if you've got a link, an attachment, or anything that you want to reference, after the main idea, you can say, please find the attachment below. I have attached the files to this email for your review. Please refer to the attached PDF for details. Below are some links for reference. Okay, so there we've got a few different ones. Other call to actions can be questions or requests that you want from them. So please confirm your attendance when possible. I would like to request your approval for, and then you can add here whatever it is that you need approval for. Would you be interested in? And then here you can add a verb ing. This is a really good one to remember. So interested in, verb ing formula. So it could be, would you be interested in attending? Would you be interested in meeting? Different types of verb ing forms you can use here. Are you available for a quick call tomorrow at 10 a.m.? It could be, are you available for a chat, for a meeting, for lunch? Can you please send me the report no later than 5 p.m.? No later than is a really good one. What this means is basically by 5 p.m. So the deadline is 5, nothing after 5. And then you would put your closing line and the sign off. So the closing line could be something like this. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. kindest, and then your name. Let me know if that works for you. Best regards. I appreciate your time and look forward to speaking soon. Sincerely, thank you kindly for your time. Regards. All right, and you just want to make sure that you put that comma. Sometimes people don't put it, so it's not too important, but make sure you don't put a full stop. It's either a comma or nothing at all. Okay, so when you're signing off, you can use some of these. Now I want us to look at some formal emails and some informal emails. So sometimes you guys want to send an email to someone and you want to sound a bit more professional. Other times you want to send it to a colleague or someone you work with or you know really well, so you don't want to sound too formal with them. So these are some different ways you can write the same sentence and give the same idea, but with different expressions and words. So some examples here, we've got the formal ones on the left. So here, please send the files at your earliest convenience. Now the informal way you could say this is, please send the files as soon as possible. Next one, we are concerned about the cancellation of. Here you can just change concerned to worried, sounds a bit more informal. We're worried about the, whatever it might be, getting cancelled. Next one, I would really appreciate it if you could send the files, and then you would say wherever you want them sent to. You could even say here, please make sure to send the files in an informal way. Next one, if you require any further information, please contact me. The informal way, if you need any more information, please contact me. I regret to inform you that there have been problems. The informal way, I am sorry to say that there have been problems. Last one, sorry, apologies for the delay. Here, we would like to apologize for the delay. Please accept our apology. And then another one I want us to pay attention to is a spelling mistake that I see being made sometimes. Always make sure to capitalize cities, countries, company names, nationalities, days of the week, and months, even if you don't do it in your native language. So let's say you speak Portuguese, and in Portuguese, you guys don't need to capitalize nationalities, or you don't need to capitalize a day of the week. In English, this is not the case. An example of this is here. We are currently in Beijing, so you can see Beijing is a city. We would capitalize the B. We are currently in Beijing, and we will be back in the office next Friday, May 2nd. So Friday is the day of the week, May is the month, capitalizing both of those. Keep the email short and easy to read. What do I mean by this? So what you want to do is, rather than writing long paragraphs, you want to use bullet points to make it easier for the person to read it. Also, visually speaking, it looks better. So when you're reading it, you don't feel overwhelmed like there is too much information. And you don't want to repeat the same word multiple times. It can sound a bit wordy and the flow of the sentences won't look too good, won't sound too good. We'll have a look at this in a bit. And make sure you're not repeating the same idea or point more than once in the same email. All right, let's look at some examples of this. First one. So here we've got an example of a long email. It's too wordy. We're using the same words over and over again, and we're not really getting our point across immediately, which is kind of what you want to do in an email. You want to keep it short, concise, and succinct. So the first one, hi Tom, hope all is well. I'm sending you this email to let you know what was talked about in the call earlier today at 11 a.m. with the client. We talked about two main ideas that we think will be good. These two ideas are the social media campaign and the spending budget. For the social media campaign, they said they would like ... and for the product launch, they said they want ... and then the sign off here. So the first thing I want us to do is I want us to look at how we've put the structure here. So what you want to do is you want to break it up a little bit. It seems like it's all kind of together and there's no flow. We're repeating the same point over and over again and we're using the same words. So first thing we want to do, visually speaking, we're going to put a space between hi Tom and hope all is well. Okay, so we'll just break that up a little bit. It already looks better just from up top here. Next part. Earlier today, we spoke with the client, and here is a summary of what we discussed. This is the perfect way to summarize what you spoke about with someone else. So you just give a sentence telling them that you're going to summarize what was mentioned, and then you're going to divide up the bullet points. And what you're going to do is, depending on how many topics you've spoken about, for each topic you'll have different bullet points. So we spoke about the social media campaign, and then you're going to put the dot points here of what you specifically spoke about. And then you're going to talk about the product launch. So you also spoke about the product launch, and here we're going to put some details of it as well. And then you're just going to do the closing line. Let me know if you have any concerns. Kindest, whoever it is. All right. And you'll notice here that we've also got June. We've put June in capital. So make sure you do that because it's a month. So little things like that. You can also put in bold or highlight certain things that you want to bring attention to. And this is a really good way of writing an email that sounds better and also looks better. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I will answer them for you. And as always, if you want to know more about my services, go ahead and check the description box below. I have a link to my services. You can contact me there and I will be in contact with you very soon. Thanks everyone.